Hello and welcome to Metal Breakdown. I'm your host Dirtbag, and today we're going to do something completely new and original, reviewing a band, because I can't think of anyone who's ever done that before. Okay, maybe one or two, but I never talk about the bands that I like. And I want to share with you, dear viewer, a band that I believe to be the sexiest there is. It's none other than... That's right, it's none other than the godfathers of gothic metal, Type O Negative. And yes, I'm well aware there are other bands that will take that title, like Paradise Lost, but shut the fuck up, Type O's sexier. But Dirtbag, you handsome devil, how is that possible, you may very well ask. Metal's all about being macho, and manly men aren't melancholy. We don't have time for romance, let alone psychological romance, because baby, we like it raw. Wait, where was I going with this? Yes, there's always been an undercurrent of manliness throughout metal, even in its early days. But sometimes you just gotta let that go. And these boys will show you how. Introducing the band, we've got Kenny Hickey on guitar and backing vocals, Josh Silver on keyboards, Johnny Kelly on drums, and the late great Peter Steele on bass and vocals. They went by the nickname the Drab 4 as the band's focus was on such wonderful things as love and romance, with a healthy dose of depression and death. Yeah, now that I say it out loud, it's pretty grim. Hey, they're called the Drab 4 for a reason, but believe me when I say that this band can turn morbid subject matter into something that just sounds beautiful. And all you need to do is check out their back catalogue of 7 albums, all as gothic as the last. Except maybe the first one, but we'll get to that later. The band had some mainstream success with their third album Bloody Kisses, gaining platinum sales figures, as well as their trademark song Black Number 1, which ironically is considered a subversive song on the goth subculture. Yet despite the band's gloomy exterior, it has a wicked sense of humour. Hell, they even covered this. It must be something to do with being from New York, Broadway and all. I mean, yes, some songs are serious and are played straight, but for the most part, Type O Negative never took themselves too seriously, which is a shame as many people may get confused as it's a very dry sense of humour, but the band's sound is so dark it wouldn't surprise me if people thought this is what stereotypical goths listens to. The band draws a fine line between sincerity and sarcasm. Imagine if The Cure had self-awareness, or that they're the Manowar of gothic metal. Oh my god, I just had an epiphany. It all makes sense now. But besides comparing them to bands, there's always the elephant in the room, which happens to be the Sabbath-laced doom. Which may not all be that ironic. As it turns out, Peter Steele did in fact suffer from depression, as well as having a few vices, namely alcohol and cocaine. But despite all this background information, the band had a varied soundscape. With heavy influences from both Black Sabbath and the Beatles, we get a strange breed of metal, a gothic doom with hints of 60s psychedelica. Be warned, this isn't for everyone, but give it a chance and it may grow on you. And that's the soft side to Type O. Now let's take a look at the dark side of the gloom. I sincerely hope you've got some lithium on standby. yeah, listening to this band can really come off as an emotional roller coaster. Once you get past the dour demeanour and the sarcasm, you may find something you might really enjoy. For me, it's they made heavy metal in the 90s sound romantic. But just how can a band sound so romantic? Well, it's pretty much down to the late great frontman again, Peter Steele. From the P to the I to the M to the P, he's the Mac Daddy of metal. And how do I know he's Mackin'? Well, brother, all you gotta do is open up your ears and let that smooth, deep voice penetrate your eardrums. Well, figuratively, of course, I'm pretty sure it's illegal in any other forms. But don't let that stop you. Listen. I think I'm coming down with the vapours. But it's not just Peter's sexy voice that gets all the credit. To combat his low baritones, we get the high scales of Kenny Hickey. Observe. Truly, they were a great band. Unfortunately, great things must come to an end. Sadly, Peter Steele passed away on April 14th, 2010 due to an aortic aneurysm, and as the band's main songwriter, Josh, Kenny and Johnny called it quits. But with their discography spanning almost 20 years, my suggestions for newcomers are Bloody Kisses and October Rust. They really capture the sense of humour and the sound the band is famous for. World Coming Down and Life Is Killing Me still follows this blueprint, but some songs have genuine catharsis, mostly due to real life problems. The first album, Slow, Deep and Hard, has more in common with Steele's previous band Carnivore, which if you enjoy thrash you should totally check out. Just be warned, they're just as tongue-in-cheek as Typo. Their swan song album Dead Again is a decent send-off with some punk rock thrown in for good measure. In short, if you're looking for doom metal with a bit more of a gothic edge, or goth rock with a bit more bite, this is the band for you. And with that, there's nothing else more I can say other than, Peter, this one's for you, mate. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until then, I'm Dirtbag, and you've been watching Metal Breakdown. Keep it metal.
Peanut butter disaster.